Welcome to the Hoops with Us podcast. And today I am joined by a very special guest, Vince Johnson of the Hoop Group staff. Vince, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, Alex. Appreciate it. Follow all your stuff on social media, man, and great to be on.
Thanks, man. Awesome. So, Vince, the first question that I have for you is just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the Hoop Group and your coaching experience.
I got you. Again, Vincent Johnson. A lot of people know me as Chico. Grew up in New York, Harlem, New York. Went to Rice High School. Graduated there in 2006. Played with some really good guys there. Edgar Sosa, Keith Pratt, Curtis Kelly, Kevin Walker. Chris Fauch and those guys. Went on to play Division II basketball at St. Thomas Aquinas College. Graduated there in 2010. Funny, after I graduated college, I stayed up there for a little bit and started coaching up there. I started coaching with a program called the Rockland Rockets with my guy, Lenny Rinaldi, who's up there and, started coaching a ninth grade team. Also an assistant at Nyack High School. So I got my first start coaching up there. After that, I got in contact with Chad Babel, who's now the president of, Made Hoops, really good friend of mine, consider him as a brother. He was working at Hoop Group at the time, and I became his runner, during this time at camp, and introduced me to the head coach at, Pope John and 23rd, Jason Hassan. And I was his assistant for 2 years. With that, I got introduced to Jimmy Salmons, another good friend of mine, consider him a brother. Coached with the players for 7 years. Coached the guys like, Audrey Cole, Jimmy Harris, Zach Freeman, Alan May-Dawes. So good group of guys over my tenure. So I was, coached those guys. I, spent a year at Lehigh University as director of ops. Did that for a year. Then, came back to the high school scene. Was the head coach at Pope John. Coach likes of Simon Diallo, who's now at Matin. Aaron Clark, who's at Sacred Heart. And, so it's been pretty good tenure. After, Pope John, I was there from 2017, 2019. Then I transitioned over to the Hoop Group. This will be my second summer with the Hoop Group, and it's been a ride. It's been a ride, and we're excited about what we got going forward.
That's awesome. All right, man. So the next question that I have for you is, with this pandemic going on, everyone's stuck in the house. Basketball all over the world is shut down at the moment. What do you think is the current state of recruiting, and what would your advice be to coaches and recruiters at this time?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely different. Around this time, we have our live events. They're not going on. Our Pit Jam Fest, our speaking of, all your sneaker company stuff. It's just different time, and a lot of people don't have answers to the questions. But what we do know is that third party, high school coaches, AU coaches, they're important. Their opinion will matter. To college coaches, they depend on those guys that they trust through relationships. That what they're saying about their kid, is the truth. It's just unfortunate you can't get a visit, can't get guys on campus, can't go see guys. So, third party guys are important now. So AU directors, AU coaches, high school coaches, I see most guys are doing a good job on, social media, getting their guys out there. So I think that relationships are very, very important right now. It can make or break a season, or a season down the road. You may not see it pay dividends now, but it can pay dividends the year after. So relationships are very, very important. And, for coaches, most coaches, we use resources like ourselves, the Hoop Group. We have a good base of, kids. We come across a lot of kids, throughout the year. High school coaches, AU coaches again. So the biggest thing right now is relationships. And, for guys, trying to get recruited at any level, Division I, Division II, Division III, you self-recruit. You put your best game tape together, your best highlight together. So it's weird times, but again, we'll get out of this. We'll get out of this way better than we were before. So just looking forward to opening this thing up at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said about guys putting their film together of their best film and putting it on social media. I think that's just a newer way to expand what we're given at the moment, because
Mm-hmm.
usually we're not used to doing this, but I think it's a new cool way for guys to get their names out there. Like you said, guys can't get on
Mm-hmm.
for visits, and they're relying on social media to get looks at the moment, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
different, but I think it's very cool how guys are starting to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question that I have for you is, you being on the staff at Hoop Group,
Mm-hmm.
what are you guys doing to stay ahead at this moment?
So I mean, what we're doing is currently, again, once this thing, opens up, we're ready to go. So we're making sure, all our ducks are in order, with our staffing and tournaments, making sure all that stuff is clear to go. So once it's open, we'll be there. For we sneaker companies, they have all their tournaments, but we're second to that. Like we're the best sneaker company as far as tournaments in the world. So we will be there once this thing opens up. We're doing some things for virtual training, for high school athletes and middle school athletes. So we got some stuff. We jumped on the Zoom stuff, ahead of time, and now Zoom is, it's the way people communicate.
Yeah.
The way college coaches recruit. So we jumped on that early. So we're doing some virtual training, with Coach Mike Rice and some of the guys on staff, and we have something coming out in the next couple of weeks. Can't really say, but it's a mixture of education and some trainings that we got coming out in the next coming weeks that will probably shake up the world, shake up the landscape of basketball, and hopefully that thing's a success. So we're just being prepared. Hopefully when this thing opens up, we're ready to go. So being prepared could negate anything, anything happening, any bad thing happening. We're staying prepared for the most part.
For sure, for sure. All right. So the next question that I have for you is, what do you think is next in this time of pandemic for high school and college basketball?
I mean, what I think is next, again, when this thing opens up, I hope we all use this time wisely. Again, developing relationships, getting to know new people, honing on, our craft, personally for us, learning, new kids, getting to know new coaches, building new relationships. But I do think we will play again. I don't know when, but I do think we will play again, sooner rather than later. If we're, the world as a whole just doing what it's supposed to do, social distancing, staying in, practicing, good habits. But I do think we will play again. And we try to tell our kids that all the time. We just got off a recruiting webinar maybe, an hour ago, with some coaches, and just hitting home that we will play again and we will be there. The Hoop Group will be there, and with camps and our exposure tours and tournaments. I think it'll open up soon.
Yeah, definitely. So, like you said before, you're very familiar with the New York and New Jersey basketball scene. Let's get into the recruitment of some guys. I know a lot of guys during this pandemic have been picking up tons of offers and committing to schools. But what are some guys that you think are flying under the radar, or some young guys in the freshman or sophomore class that are ready to blow up at any moment in New York and New Jersey?
I mean, some of the guys that I saw this year, Michael O'Connell, was kind of one of the first names that kind of pop up. Was really good for Blair this year. Can really shoot it. I know he had a lacrosse scholarship to Maryland, I believe it is, and I think he recently got out of that, and he could help a program. He could shoot it, cerebral, good IQ, and Coach Montagna does a great job with his guys up there. I used to have to play against them, once a year. You never beat them, So, but it's always been a battle. With Michael Connell, one of the first names that pops up out of New Jersey. Miles Roof is another one. Really good guard out of Bosco. Quick, shifty. Kind of helped those guys a lot this year, scoring and setting guys up. Just surprising he's not off the board yet. Richie went off the other day. Jariq Nutter went off the other day. Benji Pierre is still out there. So there's some good talents out there in the state of New Jersey, and in New York, you got Majeski Johnson, the point guard from Brooklyn Collegiate. Lefty, They had a phenomenal season with those guys. They were winning. You always want to surround yourself with winners, and he's a winner. Luke Cartwright out of St. Raymond's had a really good year. For those guys, Coach Lopez, and I know they were young. With Malachi and those guys, but Cartwright was a senior who kind of held the fort down a little bit, along with Gary Grant. So just surprised to see guys still on the board. But again, we have to contribute that to what's going on. So a lot of talent out there still left. And I just know, those guys that probably will help a program, win, because, those guys are winners. I know St. Ray's, played Stepinac in a really good Catholic League game up in, St. Michael's at the end of the year. So it was good. I know, Don Bosco, I think, lost to Bergen in the semifinals of the Georgia State playoffs. So guys are winners. You want to surround yourself, with winners. And as far as young guys, I mean, it's the 2022 class is loaded, as you know, in Jersey, New York. 21 is really good. You got the 22s, the Pierres, the Armstrongs, the Harrises, the Roys, and those guys. Got the 21s in Patterson and whatnot, and 21s in Malachi Smith. You got Jaquan Carlos, Adrian Griffin. It's loaded, in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, where for some time, New York, New Jersey took a dip to, down south a little bit, the D.C. area. But I think, it's coming back. There's a lot of guys. Guys are staying home. Guys aren't leaving to go to school. It's loaded. You got DJ Langa out there, in Camden. Got the final guys. So it's a good brand of basketball, up 95,
For sure, man. Like you said about guys staying home, I couldn't agree more with guys staying home and not leaving to go to prep school. I think it's more of a heart thing for them. Like, they want to prove themselves that they don't need to go to a powerhouse to win. They can stay home and make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
All right. So the final question that I have for you today is for coaches and recruiters out there, like we were talking about before, building relationships is probably the thing that all these guys are trying to do the most right now. Just build relationships with as many players as they can. Do you think during this time it's a little bit easier for them to build relationships with the Zoom calls and so many phone calls, or do you think it makes the process a little bit harder?
I mean, of course, it makes the process harder with recruiting, trying to, maybe get one up on the competition, whether my facility is better or, some of the stuff we do is better, they can't really see. But as far as personal relationships where, you're on Zoom, you're able to text and call, I think you have so much time on your hands. I think it could work. I think it could help out a lot. Like we said before, Zoom is being used across the nation, for visits. I had a coach I just spoke to maybe an hour ago. He took a kid on a visit. He was on Bluetooth. He was in his car. The kid was, with his parents in the car, and did a visit on campus from their cars. So it's you got to find a way. I think the people who find a way will come out of this thing, on top. You just can't sit and not be proactive about things. The more active you are, the better your position to come out this thing on top. So I think it could be a good thing. We have a lot of time on our hands to get better and hone our craft and whatnot. And so do kids. They're at home doing homework, maybe working out, some to get out, some can't. So they would love to hear from a coach. They would love to get a text or a Zoom call. How you doing? Because that stuff will go some way. It will go some way. Trying build some relationships with these kids during this time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Well, Vincent, that's all the questions that I got for you today, man. I really, really appreciate you for joining me on the show and talking recruiting in this time of pandemic. And hopefully this stuff clears up soon so all of us can get back in the gym and get back to work.
Hey, listen, Alex, man, thank you, man. I follow you on Twitter. I actually have you handy as a notification, man. I enjoy what you do. You're on top of everything. I don't miss anything when you're on it, so you're doing a good job. And whatever your resources are, good job. Keep it up, man. So You get some stuff out there like shit that I didn't know. So it's good for myself. It's good for guys. I've listened to your podcast. You've got some good guys on it, good kids, good directors, good coaches, and continue to do what you do, man. Hopefully we'll get you out there this summer if we have some camp to do some stuff with us. But I appreciate you having me on, man.
For sure, man. And like I said, thank you for joining me, and I'll be in touch soon, and stay safe out there.
You too, man. Have a good one.
You too.